in the last assignment, there was a question which said, Harsh walked for 20 kilometers, so did he do some work? So in that case, many of you felt that Harsh did not do any work, because although there was some displacement of 20 kilometers, yet Harsh did not apply any force. So let's see. So when I'm walking, first of all, let's see how we walk. So when I'm walking, to start walking, I have to push. So first of all, walking is a very natural process, and therefore we never feel that we need to push on the ground to walk, but actually we are pushing on the ground to move forwards. So when I walk, I have to actually, push on the ground in that direction, like this. So when I'm taking a step forward, I'm actually pushing the ground backwards so that I can move forward. And so that is not very clear on a surface that is rough like this one. But if you someday try walking on a very slippery road, you'll realize very soon that it is not so easy to walk on a slippery road. Why is that so? Well, that is so because when you walk on a very slippery road, so when you apply force in that direction, you're actually trying to push the ground backwards, and you're applying a force on the ground in this direction, and by Newton's third law, the ground applies a force on you in that direction. So you are applying a force on the ground in that direction, and by Newton's third law, the ground is applying a force on you, an equal and opposite force on you in this direction, and that is how you move in that direction. So when you walk, this is how you actually walk, by the use of Newton's third law. On a slippery road, there's not enough friction to generate the forward force, and therefore it's not so easy to move on a slippery road, and that's why you tend to slip while you walk. So that is how you walk. So in the question, in the case of Harsh, who walked for 20 kilometers, he actually did some work on the ground. So let's say if he applied a force of 5 newtons to walk constantly, because he has to, first of all, he has to move with a constant speed, and to move with a constant speed, he has to overcome friction. So if there's friction of 5 newtons, so therefore he has to apply at least 5 newtons to walk. And if he walks for 20 kilometers, which is 20,000 meters, so the work he does is 5 into 20,000. Okay, and that amount of work is the work he does on the ground. So Harsh does some work on the ground, and the ground in turn does some work on him by Newton's third law. And the work done by Harsh on the ground is obviously 20,000 into 5, which is 1 lakh joules, and the work does and the ground does an equal amount of work on Harsh by moving him forward. And that's why, so Harsh does some work obviously, and the ground propels him forward by Newton's third law, and the ground does an equal amount of work on Harsh. So that is how you walk, and that is how Newton's third law can be connected to work and walking. That's it.